Cade, what's been your reflection since the kick? How many people have reached out to you? Have you been reliving it ever since?
Um, yeah, it's definitely had a lot of people come out of the woodworks and just congratulate me and hit me up and just want to talk to me. And it's been really cool to hear from different people and have kind of a little bit of the limelight, I guess you could say. But I'm really trying to shut that down now and kind of move on to the next week.
Hey, your success from long range this year, and even on this 57-yarder, the people that were beneath the goalpost said you had another 10 yards to spare maybe. Did you really improve on your distance in the offseason from, say, last year? Or have you
Um,
always had it?
I would say that I've always had, I have a strong leg. One of the things that I've really been focusing on is target lines, and I feel like when I have a short field goal, sometimes I maybe play a little bit cautious and I have a bigger target to aim at. And so when I'm in long range, I'm like, all right, I have a small target to aim at, and I've kind of just let loose. And I feel like that's kind of what shows the long range and how I've been successful there. And it's something I need to make sure I do with all my field goals and not just the long ones.
Hey, Kate, I saw Colby tweeted something at you, and then I think Cole Tracy tweeted like "Welcome to the club" or something like that. And I guess have you talked to some of those other LSU kickers that have had their big famous kicks like yours? And has it been like a group text or anything like that?
Not necessarily a group text. We have some guys like that have been here in the past. Like we have a group message with like Josh Grouden, Cole Tracy, and some of those guys, and they definitely congratulated me and talked to Connor. And then me and Cole exchanged a few texts after the game, and it was really cool. Just because you come in here a year after Cole, and of course he had that amazing year, and you see his walk-off field goal, and then up for the Groza, and you come in there, and it's a little intimidating, but it also is just a great thing to push me and learn from him and stuff like that. So it's cool to kind of get to share that experience that him and Colby and other guys have gotten to have.
Hey, Cade, I wanted to bring up you were brought in to kick a field goal at the end of the Alabama game, which nobody, it was already, the game's out of hand. No one thinks a lot of it, but it was 53 yards, and at that point, it was a long field goal. Is there any, the conditions and the situation obviously dramatically changed on Saturday, but you had that momentum or maybe confidence to carry over. Is there anything you can talk about just kicking a field goal that in eyes really didn't mean a lot to many people to the next week where you made something of much more value?
Well, I guess that's all based on point of view. Because for me, everything's about helping the team win. But there's also the fact that every kick is important to me. If I miss a PAT and I don't get 1 point versus missing a field goal that's 3 points, I'm going to be just as upset about every kick. I don't want to go out there and not show well because I have a lot of pride in myself and a little bit of perfectionist. So I don't want every kick's just as important to me. Yes, there might have been added pressure in a game that is close and it's 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But for me, in the moment, it kind of just fades away. I don't think about that stuff, and every kick's just important to me.
Anything else for Cade?
Hey, Cade, I guess we could say this about any position at LSU, but Coach O in the offseason was almost like you were still competing for this job with some of those guys coming in. I just wonder, did that affect your approach at all entering the season, or you just knew that, hey, I'm at LSU and I've got to be on top of my game?
It's always, honestly, I love competition. Preston is a great kicker, and he definitely pushes me because he doesn't miss very many field goals. I honestly didn't even know it was a competition. Yes, Preston competes with me every day, and some days I win, some days he beats me. So it's definitely always competitive. I actually learned that halfway through the season that I think my dad reached out to me and said he saw a press conference that Coach O said that in. I went into the season with the mindset of me having the job just because I had a decent year the year before, and I always go through a little bit of a transition phase in the summer when you get back into full swing, and I don't really want to peak in the summer, so I usually end up having a little bit of rough patch and working things out and starting to peak once I go through season. So it's a little bit of a healthy transition, but there's definitely like times where I was struggling during the summer, and I can understand why that conversation was being held.
And if I could ask you a follow-up, did your career really take off, your confidence really go? Did it start at Austin last year, that Texas game on the road in front of all those people?
That was definitely a confidence booster. I kind of was on cloud nine after that. But one thing I did learn after that is I can't, which I'm trying to implement right now too, is I can't let that, because last year especially, I was known for going up and down. Had a lot of learning curves and things I have been implementing this season. So that definitely was a confidence booster, but I also have been working a lot on not being a roller coaster and being more of a steady ride.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Cade.
No problem.